Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. We would call this Audit Selection Committee meeting to order. At this time, we will have a roll call.
Mr. Alexander?
Present.
Mr. Sheffield?
Present.
Linda Myers? Mr. Dolan? Commissioner Campbell?
Present. Let the record reflect that we do have a quorum. We will move forth with public comment. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. No action is to be taken on any items. Do we have anyone here for public comment? Seeing none and hearing none, we will move forward to reports, discuss comments received from the Audit Selection Committee members. Ms. Pierre. Oh, I'm sorry. May I have a motion for approval of minutes?
Motion to approve minutes.
Second.
February 18th meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and it's been properly second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed to do so by saying nay. Motion passes. And we will move forward to the reports.
Good afternoon, everybody. So, everyone received the comments from Mr. Dolan. Although he's not here, we do have his comments. And before I move forward to make any changes on the RFP, I would like input as far as if it's okay to make the changes based on his suggestions. So we'll start at the top, page 5. He mentioned,
I do believe that most of his was it more so grammatical or from what I read?
I guess, I mean, you could.
No,
say
I'm just asking for the pleasure of the committee.
Because it's different things. Some of it has to do with grammar or a missing word or something.
Okay,
suggesting.
we can roll through it. I was just trying to progress.
Okay, so the first item listed here is on page 5. Oh, so he wants to add the list of all the funds on page 5. Are you all in agreement with that? I emailed the list of, the comprehensive list of government, enterprise, and special funds, and so he wants that list added on page 5.
To where?
Sorry, to where?
To page 5. He just wrote page 5, section 4.
Right, okay, so 5 of 24 of the proposal.
So he wants it to go up under item section B or,
Under description of the government, so I guess we would add,
so it'll be
a
a
letter.
D that's added
right,
with all, and I'm trying to find
right.
his,
I don't see him on here.
Madam Clerk, it appears that Linda Myers has attended virtually.
I just noted, thank you.
and we'll let the record reflect. Thank you, Attorney West.
Does everyone have the email from Mr. Dolan?
I'm looking it up. I remember his email.
Miss, I can go make a copy? Should I go make a copy? Okay.
Keep going.
It's kind of hard to keep going if we don't have the document in front of us.
So is this it right here?
Yeah, that. Can we temporarily move to item B while she makes a copy?
Are you all friendly with moving or we would like to stay the course?
I don't have,
You can redeem the time by moving to the next one and then coming back to this.
That's fine with me.
Is it?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
would it be possible for everyone who's speaking to speak closer to the microphone so I can follow the logic? Thank you so much. Just when you're speaking,
Sorry.
thank you so much. That's all right.
Yes, ma'am, and if we speak low, if we don't speak loud enough, just let us know as you have done, so
Yes,
so
sir.
that we can make sure that we try to keep that in mind. Thank you. Number 2.
Do we have copies of that? I did see it come across and I did look at it, but I did not bring mine because I thought I saw the email asking that it would be with this package.
Okay, here we go.
Thank you.
All I'm doing is,
Okay, oh, okay. All right. I thought B was the spread. Okay, I see it. Thank you, sorry about that. Thank you, thank you.
So Mr. Sheffield took his time to prepare this framework, and I want to thank you for taking the time to prepare it and bringing your expertise to the table. So I'll give you the
My
floor.
pleasure. Okay. So are we reviewing this document here at this point, or now that we have the copy, are we
No,
going back
we
to it?
should be reviewing the comments.
Oh, reviewing the
Okay.
comment. Okay, you
Yeah.
can go back to the comments. So I gave you my copy. Did you give it back to me, the copy with the comments? Okay, so page 5, that entire comprehensive list that was provided via email is what he wants to add. And we
Okay.
would add a letter D.
So that we are efficient and effective, I want to bring Ms. Myers up to speed. Ms. Myers, at this current time, we are discussing comments that was received by members of this committee, and right now we are going over the email that was from Mr. Dolan.
Yes, sir.
And we are on the first request, or which is page 5, and I'll let Ms. Pierre pick up back there.
I have the copy of those comments. Yes, thank you.
Perfect.
Okay, great. So the first comment is to add the comprehensive list of funds to page 5, section 4, the description of government. We would just add a letter D, and we'll call it comprehensive list of funds.
All right, that is the first request. Are we friendly to that, or?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
My thought is, instead of adding another section, would it fit more appropriately in section B? First paragraph? Because it seems like that outlines the funds, but doesn't give the specifics, and I read his comment as to specifically listing those funds instead of just saying they're free, right? Does that make sense to everyone?
I'm understanding that's what I initially said. I'm not
Yeah, that's
section B.
what I think he intended. I agree. Can I, how long is the list?
Just only a few.
It's not a long list. This is the,
Okay. Alrighty. No, we don't have a copy of this, so then this is the list
Oh, you
of the
talking
different
about that list?
funds. This is what he's asking to be added to that, because the only thing that I thought of, should we add it as an exhibit if it changes in the future, or just, no, this is short enough to include in the body, I think.
okay.
And you're talking about, he's talking about just the fund name?
That's right.
Not opposed, not the, that's good with me.
So I would make the recommendation that it goes up under the section B.
Okay. The entire table that's there.
Yes.
Not the
No,
entire table.
Just the listing
fund
of
name.
the fund name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fund name only. Okay.
Yes.
Well, which one, oh,
Got it. Okay. So the second
okay, I'll look at
comment.
it, yeah, okay, I'll look at it
Who am I
and
hearing?
give you a vote, okay.
Can you mute the?
Right.
Probably Ms. Myers' background.
Okay.
Okay. Hopefully if she says something, she'll make a comment.
You might just want to let her know we have.
She's on camera. Can we bring her to where she can be seen? Her camera's on. She must have it blacked out.
You
All
have
right.
her on mute right now.
Number 2,
Okay. Okay.
page 6.
Right, page 6 has he's saying that the proposed schedule is out of order and missing info. Let me go. So based on the last meeting, that August 30th, I changed to December.
Or did we make any of the other changes he recommended
Is
to
the
that
field-
section? Because I think he was saying that it just didn't
It
flow
didn't
as well. So you have a March, then April, then May, about halfway through, and then at the beginning, it's October, September, December, September, September. You see what I'm saying? We're just trying to, I think he was trying to articulate that it could flow better.
Okay, so the field work, in reality, they come here in March. So I'm gonna change September, during September, where it says field work, to March. And field work complete.
You don't think that is the interim? You know how they come and ask all those
Take one and
questions?
pass it.
I can change that all to
That's
December.
the email that came in last Friday.
When would be a good time?
Most companies do interim.
So, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead, Ms. Myers.
Just to ask the question, I see what we're talking about. Is the October through December on page 6, is that 2026, but the March through May, is that 2027? Is that why they're done like that?
Because this proposal is for multiple years, we don't put the year there, but we just want to provide the auditing companies with a calendar, a time frame of when we would like to begin the audit.
Well,
and
then let me
begin the process.
rephrase that. Is
Okay.
the October through September on page 6 relating to something that occurs after the March through May? Or is that the order of events? And if so, in other words, is that March 15th, is that after that December 30th?
Right,
Okay,
it
that's
is.
what I thought.
Right, it's a cross of 2 different years, so
Right,
it
so
starts in
it is
October.
flowing correctly. It's just that it looks odd because it is 2 years.
So the September 30th, and then December 30th, and then September is the next year? Is that what I'm hearing?
March is the next year.
Well,
March is
so we go October, as I'm following along, October, September, December, September, if I'm following the same area.
So where
The
we would
September
need-
is
wrong.
incorrect.
Okay.
Correct, and I need to
And so,
change.
Chairman, could we just go ahead and just walk through it, and we'll see it, and we can mark the changes there. So the October is really the beginning where the
Right.
auditors are coming in for their entrance conferences and meetings with city staff, conducting their interim procedures as listed there on the right. September 30th, which I thought would end up being before by October, or do they usually come sometime before the September 30th? And so that's why you have the by October, because it could be before then, okay, and then September, because it looks a little strange when September comes after, okay, October in this, but I see what you're saying there. So September, the fiscal year end, that's the date of that. And by October, they would have come, and they could have come in September, is what you're saying by October. So I would have listed the September 1st. But anyway, it doesn't. So then by December then, we're saying that the books are going to be closed. The city will have closed out the fiscal year, and you'll have be ready for the auditors the first week of December. But then now the next thing says during September. Is that supposed to be during March? I thought you mentioned a few minutes ago that March is when they usually do the year-end field work. Is that the case?
Because this is a proposal, we want to present the ideal time,
Yes.
right?
So
the
is the March the ideal time?
It really is not.
Okay,
but
well, what do you want them to, how do you want them to flow?
it would be ideal if they came in January,
Okay.
but,
So,
I mean, I'll put January.
so no.
Okay.
If this is our opportunity to present to them what we desire, let's make it reflect what we desire. And I say that simply because if you feel more comfortable with the January timeframe and knowing all that has to go into it, and even you stating that you want to make sure that we get the best bang for our buck, let's let it reflect what we truly desire, and it's not leave necessarily any room for wiggle.
Yes.
Okay, so I can change the during September, change that to January, end of January, field work complete.
And so that will make this flow.
Yes.
Can I offer something?
Sure.
My suggestion would be, maybe we should do it February because of the days and
Holidays, okay.
it's, you know, it's all that stuff going on for that first 2 weeks of the year.
Okay.
Safety would be, if possible, February instead of January.
February, okay.
Because I was going to back into the deadline because we're saying they're going to be before the commissioners in May, and that's plenty enough time then for them to do, okay, all right, beautiful. So, so they're going to start and finish field work in February. That's what is ideal. That's what, okay, you, all righty. And then we'll, by March 15th, is that?
Right.
Yeah. Now you're meeting with the city manager, the finance director, all of that, okay. And then no later than April 30th, we get, okay, and then, yeah.
So now it flows.
There we go. Now it flows.
Are you comfortable with the recommendation that has come? All right, so note those changes and we can move to the next item. I'm sorry, Miss Myers, do you have any?
No, sir, that looks good. Thank you so much. I'll interject if I do. Thank you so much, though.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Chairman. The first piece says entrance conferences with governing body. Are they meeting? Because governing body is the commissioners. So they're okay, just being clear, because we mention commissioners in other places, but we don't necessarily define governing body.
I think at the last meeting, we mentioned that we want them to interview, we want them to speak to you all, to the audit committee, if there's an audit, if we have an, because I know we're researching that, the audit, the function of the audit selection committee.
And if I could make a suggestion, if we're still working through that, can we just say
Commission.
entrance conferences? And then
Yes.
leave it off, because I assume that our city manager and perhaps even our city attorney would be involved in a meeting at some point, and they're not
Good
listed
idea.
either, so maybe we just,
Just say entrance conferences and
Yeah.
don't mention with whom.
Okay.
So it's not
Conferences.
necessarily,
in case somebody's filling in for somebody else as well, so.
Okay.
So we're marking that off, and then we're adding February as the date, and everything else should flow.
Okay. Page 9, it has section 6 in the third paragraph. The consultant word, beginning with consultants is
That's correct.
yeah, it's fine. I don't, yeah.
So it's on the page 9, just 2 paragraphs up from section 7. Consultants and firm specialists.
Right.
mentioned in the response to this request for proposal can only be changed with express prior written permission of the city of Palatka, which retains the right to reject or accept the replacements.
Yep.
So we would let that remain.
Okay.
I think, let me just throw a different thought out there. I think what I read that to mean is, should we say the firm and firm specialist just for consistency's sake? Because I think in the other paragraphs, they use the term firm.
Well,
It
I
does say
think
that.
what this is getting to are the people within the firm or the firm, the people they're using. It's not talking about switching out the firm.
Okay.
It's saying if they're specialists, because you bring in
It's been
specialists.
assigned to us.
Yeah, if they want to switch up on us, because we want the last say so on that. Because we'll stick with their
So-
firm, but if they put people up on a,
I follow. What's the difference between a firm specialist and a consultant?
There are two different things. You've got someone that's within the firm, whether it's, they're a specialist dealing with benefit plans or dealing with valuing intangibles or within the firm, but then they may engage consultants outside of their firm to actually help with an issue. So the
So that's not a
specialist.
specialist?
Right. They're
It wouldn't be a specialist of their firm.
yeah, it wouldn't be
Right, no,
their
I know what a
firm.
consultant is. I just didn't know if a firm specialist also included consultants.
No, I would, yeah, no.
Okay, so we can swap out firms, but we can't swap out specialists? Let me just ask it differently.
So
Yes.
firm specialist would be
You're right.
someone.
We can swap out a firm?
Well, we can do any of that if we.
Right, so
if
that
we-
without
if
the
there's a-
firm in that paragraph, you can swap out the firm, but you can't swap out consultants or specialists unless I'm reading it. Well,
Just so you understand the context, so with government, sometimes we have issues like environmental issue.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar with
Legal
that. Mhm.
issue, right? And the firm may not have a on-board lawyer, an employee that's a lawyer, so they have to reach out to an environmental specialist type of lawyer or labor law or something that's going on for the city where they have to reach out, and that person is not an employee. So they wouldn't be considered a specialist, they would be a consultant that
Yeah.
that firm is hiring.
yeah, I guess I'm following that, and I understand what a consultant is, and I think I know what a specialist is. But what I am saying is, the way I read that paragraph is, it is excluding specialists and consultants, right? They cannot be swapped out without written consent from
Correct.
some city representative. What I am saying is, if you don't have the word firm in there,
Okay.
it's saying the firm can swap out?
No,
No, the firm
No.
could never swap out. We're
Right.
we have a contract with the firm, so
Right.
no.
Yeah, what this paragraph is
So you're
typically.
saying eliminate the word firm, basically?
Where?
No.
You
But
hear-
this,
okay.
let's do, the context of this really is because sometimes you get firms responding to RFPs, they
Right.
put their stars.
Yeah.
And they're
familiar with
really qualified people listed in the actual
And
RFP as the
identified.
people who are going to be working on this. And then later on, they sort of swap out those and put them on it. And so this is trying to protect us
Us.
against them being able to do that.
If we
you're
start with the star players, we want to finish with the star players.
Very familiar with what you're trying to
Yeah.
prevent from happening. I guess
Yeah.
I'll take the conversation offline so you can
Okay.
follow what I'm saying.
Alrighty.
So no changes there. Is that fair to say?
You need that.
Not from me.
No change there, keep
You
that
need
there. Okay. Page 17 and 18. He just wondered about, these are the boilerplate
Yeah.
items that maybe Ms. West can chime in on. I don't know if you're, it's the C, scrutinize companies, and G, human trafficking on page 17 and 18. He wants to know if these are standard in Florida.
Yes, they're statutorily required.
Right.
All right, being that they are statutorily required,
They
there
are.
would be no changes to that
Right.
section.
And that concludes the comments.
You have the other ones, so. So you
Oh,
have
there's more.
those.
got a different email.
Yeah, this,
Oh, I'm
She
sorry.
has it now.
I didn't
got
have
it.
the first page.
So we'll be
the-
backing up to page 3 with the email that we just received from the city manager, I'm sorry, city attorney.
Right, page 3. Page 3 has box proposals due April 10th, and then on letter A, okay, I just need to change that so they match, so that the dates don't match, so I'll change the date.
So if you make those changes, that'll then put us on page 6, which I do believe that we addressed page 6 with whole schedule timeline still off. The next page would be page 10. Revision not recommended, language approved. So the rest of it is more so grammar, dealing with spaces, and formatting. So if we can just take care of that.
Okay.
All right, I do believe that that concludes all of the recommendations that came from Mr. Dolan. Is there any other things that need to come before, from the committee?
I guess I'll, go back to that one paragraph. Maybe I'll say it differently where hopefully it'll make sense. So say a firm provides a proposal that has their CEO, government affairs expert, right? And then they have their specialists that are enterprise fund specialists or this, that, and the other. So we are okay with the firm swapping out their CEO, government affairs folks that aren't specialists, right? For somebody that they just hired. That's what I'm trying to protect against, if that makes sense, because we don't specifically call out the firm employees as a whole. We're just calling out specialists or consultants. Does that make sense if I say it that way?
let me make sure I understand it, because I think you're saying in that firm, that managing partner, that.
May not be a specialist.
May not be a specialist. However, if they are assigned to this engagement in their response to the proposal, they should be covered by that paragraph. Anyone that when they submit their proposal, no matter their ranking in the firm, if you're selling us this group of people,
There's another group of people where it's
we get to say if you're going to change them out.
Yeah, I
And
don't know.
and so it's I don't know if that's.
So so I wanted to just chime in a little bit. So with the managing, if you're talking about the managing partner, what we would call
I
a
know
managing
I was just
partner.
talking in general.
He was just giving a general example.
Okay, so there are rules and regulations to help protect us or protect the auditee. During the audit, the auditing firm is required to have someone of a certain level of experience that is leading the audit, and that person is usually a partner, an audit partner. That person can retire. So I don't want to put anything on here that says that it has to be the same managing partner or the same person leading the audit. It's just as long as they have the experience. That's really what is sufficient, and what the law says that we really need is someone with the experience of auditing our kind of form of government.
Are you comfortable?
But being honest,
Okay.
it's,
But that's
okay, there is a standard in auditing, right? And the standard is being adhered to with this particular comment here. Any consultant and any firm specialist that's identified clearly in the proposal, they can't switch it out without us saying that they may do so. And that's just the way how it is.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting we strike any of that.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just making sure it covered everyone that we would not want to swap out. Right.
And,
So he's
yeah.
saying, should we include the auditing partner or the
I
audit
mean,
part,
it would
managing
just
partner?
further protect us, it doesn't hurt us,
Okay, so,
for real.
Yeah, no, I'm just making sure we're covered, not trying to eliminate coverage.
Right, oh, okay, because that has to be there. And if, Mr. Sheffield, you want to,
Well, no, it's,
Just further
I'm
protects.
trying to make sure I understand. I think he's just trying to make sure we're covered in there because maybe it didn't, you're concerned that those two classifications of professionals may not have included someone at the firm that we wanted to make sure we didn't lose.
Right, 40-year
And so
employee
that's
that's
what-
not specialized in
that's
one
what-
particular, but he
and-
shows up
and
on
so-
your
but
first day but isn't here anymore. Are we
Right.
okay with somebody they
So
just hired, right?
He's, and so to me, to speak to what I believe he's saying is that consultant, firm specialist, or staff would probably cover, I think, what, that they included in the RFP response. We should have the authority to approve if they want to change them. I think that's
what I'm
where you're
suggesting.
going. Yes, I agree with that, yeah.
so I'm gonna add or staff, consultants, comma, firm specialist, comma, or staff.
Yes,
and not necessarily key staff.
right.
Can we
I-
say key staff?
Because it would make more
No,
sense
I
to
don't
say
want-
key staff, because
Okay.
that lower level staff, you switch that all day long.
You could.
Okay,
You could.
so key staff, you do not switch.
Yeah.
So adding key staff, that gives you.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Go
Well,
ahead.
I'm okay with staff because they don't list
And
the starting
Okay.
staff in a
and
proposal.
that's what,
Okay.
I was gonna make mention, who's to determine who their key staff
Yeah,
is, so.
correct.
Okay,
I
so
would
just
just,
staff.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are
Mr.
you
Chairman?
okay with that?
Yeah, I just was trying to give, if Ms. West is ever needed in something like this, that she has the way to say, okay, yes, he's an employee, but you replaced him with somebody you hired yesterday, right, that may not have any experience. That's it. Hopefully, it never gets to that, but.
Ms. Myers?
Yes, sir. I think I heard we're going to substitute the word or as well, and it probably should be consultants, firm specialists, and
And
And,
mentioned and the rest of the paragraph sounds
Yeah.
fine.
good point.
Noted.
All right, anything else that comes before or comes from the committee? All right, I think we are good with that. We will move on to item B, which is discuss proposed framework. Mr. Sheffield.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The document I try to put together
Hold on
is.
just 1 second.
Oh, yes.
Are we sure that, Ms. Myers, do you have this document as well?
Yes, sir. It was one of the ones that was sent out to us, the audit services guidelines.
Yes, ma'am. Just wanted to
I
make sure
do.
that we are following along.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sheffield.
This is a suggested framework, just trying to give some idea of the level of expectations in terms of experience, in terms of skill sets that you would expect. The first part of this first half on the first page is just a copy of what we determine our criteria was. I didn't go through an exercise to develop a rubric or anything like that, but I wanted you to get some flavor in terms of the distinctive skill sets and level of experience, so that just to judge the individuals in the proposals by. This first piece looks at their experience level, and you've got an entry, you've got a mid, you've got a senior, an expert, which would typically be the partner on the engagement, and it gives you an idea of the number of years of experience that they should have for those levels. The next page really goes through and tries to hit upon what people would consider effective qualities of a good auditor. And so it gives an introductory there in terms of what that should look like, and then summarizes it into the areas of, in terms of ethical behavior, analytics, and technical skills, and data analysis, cognitive, interpersonal, and operational experience. So I wasn't trying to tell you how to grade any firm. I was trying to give you a framework of what our expectations might be. The other piece here on page 4 here then gives you some traits of ineffective auditors. So if we're noticing any of this in our review of them, we should turn away and run. No, just kidding. We should not view them or grade them as highly with respect to that. So let me know if you think this is helpful, or if you were thinking, as we were exchanging last time, you wanted something more specific. Yes.
So I first wanted to say thank you for putting this together. I think this is extremely helpful because once we put the RFP out, the firms will respond, and that's where we'll need your help again to score the responses and the RFPs that we get back. So as you're scoring, you'll have this by your side to help you make the right decisions in scoring, looking through the RFP. And deliberating effectively. So this, your tool was great.
Yeah, I can
Everything
tell you
about
it's
it was
it's
Very helpful to me.
Yes.
too.
Okay. All righty, good.
But
We're on
it'll
the
also
same.
guide the questions that are made up.
And,
Yeah.
and a lot of these, can apply to a lot of RFPs, not just,
And that's-
it's awesome. Awesome.
Okay.
Talks about values, and then that's a piece a lot of folks miss.
So I definitely want to thank you as well, as chair, for this framework and the time that you put into it, and it's definitely going to be helpful for me. So I do have a question, and they say no question is a dumb question, but I know most times when people are responding to RFPs, they put forth their best work. Are there any background or internet searches or anything that is done from our end that may capture something that is not presented? Because of course, when somebody is responding, they're going to put forth top notch, but anything that may have come against the firm or any legal action or any that could potentially help sway us in one way or another when it comes down to making a decision of a firm.
we could absolutely do a background on each of the firms. And each firm would normally provide a list of their current clients. That's normally the way we would do it, is take their list of clients and pick the cities that they've audited or they're currently auditing and ask those cities to give us somewhat of a survey almost and kind of tell us how was your experience being audited by this firm. And we'll use whatever the cities provide to us and take that into consideration. We would normally only do that for like the top 3 firms.
Yes, once
that
we get to that
select.
point, not for everyone, but once we narrow down, I would definitely make the recommendation so that we are making sure that we are crossing all of our T's and dotting all of our I's and not being caught by the surprise of something. So that would be my recommendation.
I agree, but those reference checks are really key. Now, although they will put on there those that they know they're going to get a good
That's the point.
review from, but these are licensed individuals, and we can consider this extra step because you can look up in your state and see if there are complaints, see if there are actions against, or if there have been sanctioned or disciplined as CPAs, and so that's public record. And so for these 3, the firm and the key individuals, there we go with that word key again, but those assigned to the engagement, we could go through and look, go online and look up their license.
Yeah.
And Mr. Chair,
Just one sec. Oh, go ahead, Ms. Myers, and then if you,
I'm sorry, yes, just in concurrence with Mr. Sheffield's comments and everybody else's, of course, we are requiring a peer review, their last peer review, which I believe occurs every 3 years.
The peer review,
And
yes.
so that will be part of their package. And certainly as far as the firm goes and their audit experience, those peer reviews are usually extremely rigorous and can be used as a measurement tool. Thank you.
perfect. Thank you, Mr. Alexander.
Just as we get this third-party feedback, how are we to incorporate that into our scoring metric?
I believe that would fall under experience or.
Well, I just want to make sure we're all doing it the same.
It's almost like you
Yeah.
go through the entire process and then determine the top 2 or 3. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
for the top 2 or 3, you go this extra step to ensure that they're really credible. And it could be the deciding point, but yeah, the information would be provided.
And in terms of how it fits into our scoring criteria, the first piece here, the technical qualifications and expertise, that's really evaluating the firm. The second one, the firm's professional experience, that is really evaluating the people they've assigned to the engagement. So the peer review
Right, that's the firm.
would be speaking to the mishaps or missteps of the firm.
Right.
The license and the reference checks. The looking up in terms of the licensing and seeing if the individuals have issues with them, that would be under the second one there.
Yeah.
Is that what
you're
you're
looking at-
asking?
Not really. I'm
Oh, okay.
asking if we have 20 points allocated to something, how do we incorporate your feedback for that particular scoring
So
metric?
I want to explain the process. So say we get 6 firms. You would be given a packet of each of the 6 RFPs along with a scoring sheet, and you will be scoring all 6 firms. Once you've scored all 6 firms, we would meet, we would talk about that, and I would tally up the scores. Everyone would provide their scoring, and we would tally the scores up, and the top 3 scored firms would be the 3 where we would take an additional step and get the.
And where does that, what I'm saying is, from that point, where does the feedback say you call or Madam Manager calls? Are we finished at that point, or do we evaluate the top 3?
I think you make a decision. We make a.
Because you're making a recommendation to the
Right,
commission.
so how do we
Right.
incorporate that feedback? We've already scored them.
Right.
How do we incorporate the feedback that you've gotten or Madam Manager has gotten into our process,
I
is what I'm
think we
asking.
determine that.
Yeah.
We'll determine that.
Yeah, I think that we would actually have to give that to you once you've selected the 3, and then give you the evidence of the.
But can we go back and change our scoring, is what I'm asking.
I don't think you would have to.
No.
Right,
You
so,
have to
so what do we
decide
do with
which
that
one.
feedback?
We determine how we would like to proceed with making the recommendation to the commission. I don't think you won't be able to change the score. However, you can make hey, say for instance, we have someone, hey, this was our top pick, our top 3 picks, or this is our recommendation. However, these are some of the things that we found. And amongst us, we need to determine, is this the candidate or the firm that we would want to present to the commission? And if that is not the case, we need to come up with an alternative of how or which firm we are going to present to the commission.
Yeah, I just think the scoring mechanism is designed to make it an objective.
And it still
As
would be.
possible,
It
but then-
still would be, however, the information that's found in the background is going to provide us with that additional information, because again, when people are putting things on paper, of course, they're gonna put their best foot forward. And if there's anything that we discover as a result of however the background goes and that information is presented to us, we are determining how we would like to have that,
And
move forward.
Okay,
Mr. Chair,
go ahead.
Mr. Sheffield.
this is a subjective scoring. It's based on
100%.
our background, expertise, and how we view, feel, and read. And I think that's beautiful, because we're bringing different experiences here. We set up a framework of understanding We've laid out what we want, and we can evaluate, and hopefully this, once we have those top three, I think what you were referring to, Madam Manager, this is, you will then provide to us the reference checks,
That's what I'm
and then the, what we're saying is background, the peer review is always supposed to be, already supposed to be a part of the,
proposal,
right.
the peer review.
And, but like the chairperson is saying, we then have to come together and, well, what did you mean by that? This is scoring this, but this guy had this. Oh, that's what you were looking at with respect to that. Well, I really think, so, and go through it from that standpoint. I don't know how else.
I think it's kind of premature to.
And at some point, the three of you have to just select only one. So now we're providing you with additional information based upon, you know, the Department of Business Professional license and all like that. And any information we've gotten for how they really perform. Our own auditor sometimes sends us actual form, it's form letter kind of stuff that the CPAs would send and get a written background information.
So is that what we're going to get, is something like written, so everybody gets this? My fear is that we make a phone call, we call someone who is involved with the audit or a staff member of that municipality, right? And they say, oh, I would never use them again, they didn't communicate. And when they say they didn't communicate frequently enough, they may have met all their required, right, communication, right?
Yeah.
And they may have done the best audit that municipality's ever had, but because we all like to be communicated to differently,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
We now have, quote unquote, one bad review for somebody that might be a shining star, right, in the process. And we may be able to interpret that differently than just just basing them on, they did an incredible audit, right? All we got was bad feedback now. So how does that cause noise in the system or not? Maybe it doesn't matter, but I'm just throwing that out there, so.
But I still think that's I appreciate you bringing that forth now, but I still think there's opportunity for us to determine, once we get to that step, of how we will want to get that information.
If we have enough time to do it then, I'm fine with it. But I thought we were tight on time.
We're tight, but we want it to be right.
That's right. That's right. We want it right.
And I've sat up here long enough to determine that we have set some things in place that we stuck by, and then once we got to the latter part of it, we've had to make some changes. That's why I state, let's get to that point, because there may be some things that if we lock ourselves into, if we make the determination as of now versus seeing, because there may not be anything that comes out, you know, but I don't want to put something, hey, we're sticking to this and we
Yeah,
get to
no,
that point.
I just don't like making it up as we go. That's just what I'm trying to avoid.
But see,
if
we're
that's
setting
good-
up the platform for years to come, so I want it to be tight and I want it to be right. We got you.
Well said.
I'm waiting for the wrap.
But I would say, if you have a recommendation for consideration, to go ahead and start communicating that. That way, once we do get to that point, we are ahead of the game because you already have.
I would ask legal to draft if it were me, because I would want to protect us. If we find something after we've gotten, this score is completed that gives us the out to eliminate somebody at the 11th hour, that would be what I was looking for.
So we will make a recommendation that staff go ahead and be proactive in looking at those, taking this conversation into consideration and bringing something back as you see fit.
We do have forms that they have sent in the past often.
Are you okay with that, Attorney West? She's the best.
And it just comes down to protection. I don't want us to be locked into.
Of course,
Staying with
absolutely.
the highest person, and we know they have integrity issues, right? That's
Absolutely.
I have a question.
Ms. Carr.
I thought that if somebody called another company and asked for a review from that person for that company, is it against the law for them to give a bad review? Or is it that they
You're-
can say, I'm asking,
So
just asking just because I have to put it out there, it just kind of dawned on me.
So I think what you're talking about is HR for an individual employee.
Different.
That's different from a company.
Okay,
So,
just throwing it out there, sorry.
no, you're fine.
And we appreciate it, because you just brought something up that we never thought about, because I would have never thought about that. All right, any more, Ms. Myers, anything else with regards to framework?
No, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Sheffield?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Alexander?
No, sir.
All right, we will move forward to our regular business, which is publicly announcing the request for proposal release date.
Okay, so within your packet, you should have a page of the revised proposed timeline. So based on the timeline, I know we spoke about releasing the RFP this week, but there is a step where we need approval from you all for the RFP as presented or including the changes made. But it has to go to the commission. So the commission has to essentially approve the timeline, the criteria as well. We'll talk about the criteria, but it has to go to the commission for their official approval. But first, it gets approved with you all, and then I can present it to the commission, present this timeline to the commission.
So let me ask you this, because we meet next week, and I know we've made requests for changes today.
Okay.
How would we want to proceed? Because I don't want to have to necessarily meet again.
Okay.
And help me out, legal, to where we could, what can we do to not have to come back prior to the commission meeting to approve the suggestions that we approved today?
Finalize everything today, and the agenda cutoff is this Friday. The agenda will be published and distributed to the public. So as long as you can get this all hammered out today, and I think you're well underway to get that done, we should be fine.
Mr. Sheffield?
Attorney West, when you say get it all hammered out today, is that as simple as, putting out a motion that we accept the
Believe it or not,
the
yes.
proposal
Yes.
with the marked changes
That's it.
as presented and the schedule? Okay, all right.
And that's what
We
I'm
can
trying,
hammer it.
yes.
Yeah, that's number 10.
Okay, back to you, Ms. Pierre.
I think that's all. I mean, if you're okay with the revised timeline, then we can proceed. Please note that with regards to the timeline, where you come in again after today, if everything goes as planned, the proposal evaluation.
Okay, I'm listening.
So where you would come in as the audit committee would be at the proposal evaluation, April 22nd. Before that date, I will be giving you the proposals that I receive on a few days after the 10th. So I believe the 10th, I'm not sure what day of the week that is, but say the 12th, I give you all the proposals and also the rubric to score the proposals. And you would have from the date I give you the proposals until April 22nd is when we would need to meet. And everyone would provide their scoring, and at that time, I would tally the scores.
So April 10th is a Friday, and April 22nd is a Wednesday.
So as long as,
you're away, so just so that you're aware.
okay, so as long as you're available that week or the following week after the 10th, so to come pick up the RFPs, because they will be I'll have hard copy, and I will have electronic files as well, but if I can find a way to share that with you electronically, then that's easier, but we'll have printed hard copies that you would need to pick up the week after the Friday, or a few days after Friday, so that Monday or Tuesday, make sure that you're here to be able to pick up. We send an email with all the details. I know that's around
13th or the 14th.
the 13th or the 14th is when we would need you to come pick up the RFPs in order to score them.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am, Ms. Myers.
I just want to clarify, make sure I understood. When we pick this packet up with the rubrics and the scoring, was it indicated that we would actually be scoring these ourselves independently from the board?
Yes,
Okay.
that's part of the, or Ms. West can chime in at any time, but that is a requirement where the sunshine law, where you have to individually score. Mr. Sheffield cannot influence Mr. Jeremy, and you can't influence anyone. You have to individually score, which is why Mr. Sheffield took the time to put that framework together for us with good information to help you score. And when we meet on the 22nd, that's when we can everyone can give their scoring and make sure that we're adhering to the Florida statute for procurement process.
A follow-up, please. So then on April 22nd, we're just submitting them and that's it.
We're meeting, we have to meet.
I
It
mean,
has
I
to be an
understand we're
open.
meeting, but we're just bringing our packet and somebody's tallying it and coming up with the totals.
Well, okay, just so you understand in detail, I will give you you would already have the scoring rubric
Yes.
that you would have picked up, and you would be filling that out, right?
Yes.
And when you come to the meeting, I will ask Ms. Myers, what's your score for firm ABC?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
and you would provide me that score,
That-
right? And we would
that
go
was
through
my
each.
question. I didn't know if we had to provide that to you before the meeting so you could
No.
do a okay,
You can't provide it to me before, it has to be at the meeting.
okay, all right, beautiful.
Ms. West
So
can
that
chime in
you're just going to
anytime.
go through everybody on this, and then you will have all the tallies, and then you'll just tell us what it totaled to, I suppose.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
So with regards to the picking up, I would preferably request, if possible, a electronic copy, only because I'll be out of town for FBC Leo conference. And so I want to make sure that I have it. But I will be gone. The days that we'll be able to pick up, I'll already be there.
Well, Mr. Chairman, while we're discussing this date, and it's not my intention to delay, and I hear what you're saying, if it's a packet like I've received before, they will be large. I'm actually out of town beginning on the 10th of April through the 18th of April for a family wedding. So it's not something I can actually change. I would not be able to do due diligence digitally, I am sure, just having looked at these packets before. At least with my abilities, I would not be able to do that effectively. And I will not be able to pick it up on the 20th and score these by the 22nd.
We could mail them to you physically. We can overnight the packet to you if you provide an address. We can overnight it to you so you can have the packet via mail.
I mean, but I want to reiterate what she stated, that she's going to be away for a family event that requires, I'm sure she doesn't want to be at a wedding, reviewing a RFP, just like I'm nine times out of 10. And just like nine times out of 10, I'm at a conference where I'm the president of, which my time is limited there anyway. So we're just putting those out there for consideration.
Well, absolutely, Mr. Chairman. I don't intend to spend this family time reading these packets.
No worries.
If
I
I need to
stated it
be
for you.
replaced, I'm absolutely fine with that.
Ms. West, okay.
Can I offer us a thought, first with a question? Proposals due 2 p.m. April 10th, and then kind of a tight time frame between the 10th and the 22nd, if someone is going to be out. I don't know when spring break is, but I'm sure it's in that.
Just before.
Okay, so then from April 22nd to May 14th, what occurs with this committee in that time frame?
Nothing occurs. We're just, between the proposal evaluation and the intent, we have to have a
Is there a statutory requirement that we have to?
A certain number of days or
Days.
something?
I don't think so. It's just so that we can go to present this to the commission. There's a protest period that's 3 days after we 3 days before we post, or no, 3 days after we post on the website, our intent to award.
So when is the commission meeting? Let's go this way, because I do
The
have some.
14th.
The
So,
commission meeting's on what day?
In May.
There's 2 meetings in May,
14th and the 28th.
so those dates are the commission meeting dates, because we have to do the notice at a commission meeting on the website.
So we're
The
gonna,
14th and the 28th.
so the intent to award is gonna be posted after the commission meeting that night. Is that correct?
That's the intent, but, I mean, I can change.
So if I
Okay.
can make a suggestion, the agenda cutoff deadline for the 14th of May would be May 8th,
May 8th.
drop dead deadline.
Yeah,
So we have
that
to-
Friday.
So ideally, you've been meeting on Wednesdays. If you could meet on Wednesday, May 6th, push that April 22nd date to Wednesday, May 6th. That would still give the clerk enough time to get it on the agenda for the meeting on the 14th.
Mr. Chairman, I appreciate all the interest and activity here. I don't know that we need that length of time, but certainly perhaps the next Wednesday, the 29th, or
That's what
the
I was gonna
28th,
ask.
or
And
the,
let me, yeah, I concur, and I only suggest the 29th as well, because I think we're missing a meeting based on our conversation earlier, where we were gonna, I thought, narrow it down to 2 or 3, and then we were gonna get some feedback after that and have another meeting, unless I'm missing something.
Oh, okay, this to schedule the interview, well, if you wanted to interview the firms, which
No, I
got.
think you were gonna call, or someone was gonna call and get feedback, was what we talked
The
about
background
earlier.
That
Okay.
you were
Right.
talking about.
So we were gonna have a meeting, so I thought on the evaluation, we were getting down to 2 or 3 is what I heard earlier, right? So we don't have a meeting that I see on here after that to get to 1, right?
Right, so this timeline is to put in the RFP,
Mm-hmm.
so,
Well,
We
as
can
we're
add-
talking about this conversation and the
Okay.
dates, I think we need to ensure we accommodate that additional meeting, and I think we can do it by the 29th is all I'm.
If you wanted to schedule any interviews with the bidders, they would need to be advised of that interview date. I don't know if that's something you're contemplating or not, but that would need to be part of the schedule.
so I should add a line saying final interviews?
If that is.
I'm not asking for that.
requiring an interview.
I didn't ask for that.
and I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, I'm not, no.
I'm just interested in trying to make the 22nd date be the 29th, and if there's a need to meet, as Mr. Alexander explained, to go from the 3 to 1, either between the 29th and the 6th, or between the 22nd and the 29th. I mean, that could actually be on the 22nd, because I'm back in town, but I wouldn't have had the time to read all those packets by the 22nd.
So we'll
I
look
mean,
at the 29th of April for the next meeting for
The 29th. Okay, okay, that's fine. Nope. If we do the 29th, we have a budget workshop scheduled.
Does it have to be on a Wednesday?
No, ma'am.
Are you,
Not for me.
I'm fine as long, but I know the 29th we have
Staff, yeah.
a second budget workshop.
can we do some, what about the 28th?
I'm fine with that.
I'm good?
Okay, so the proposal evaluation, I will revise it to April 28th. And we've agreed that there won't be any interviews.
Correct.
No orals from any of the responders, and then, but I think the getting it down from the 3 to 1
Be on the May 6th.
would be, so I wouldn't want to forget that on here.
So you want to have a meeting for, so
The
that,
6th is the last day that I heard, right, for the clerk to have time to incorporate it into the agenda for the 8th.
May
Yeah, so if we did it on the 6th, and so between the 28th and the 6th, we would need the references and background information for those top 3.
okay.
Is that what we're?
Yeah, and any feedback that we receive from the phone calls from those 3, municipalities or whoever we call.
Agreed.
Yep, works for me.
Sounds good. It works for me as well.
Okay, so we have a meeting scheduled April 28th for the proposal evaluation, and then another meeting May 6th to provide the background feedback on that date.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Both at 4?
I'm open at
For
4.
me.
That works.
That works?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, would you officially approve the revised timeline that,
So at this time, we will entertain a motion. Well, actually, we need to go and accept the
The
RFP, given the corrections that we've identified today, and then I'll feel comfortable moving forward to approve the timeline.
okay,
Motion to approve the RFP with the corrections agreed to by the committee today. In addition to page 3 of the draft we looked today, incorporating those date changes into page 3, which has those same dates. Right, so we need to make those same changes. Right, and remove the words proposed from both. Because that will be the timeline, correct?
correct.
We have a motion to accept the RFP, giving the changes that were made today, also to incorporate the revised proposed timeline to page 3 of the RFP and removing the words removing the words as well. I have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Have a motion, and it's been properly second. All in favor, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, do so by saying nay. Motion passes. At this time, do we still need to, because we actually accepted the proposed timeline as a part of the RFP, so there's not a necessarily having to address that again, so we can move forward.
Okay, just so that I'm concerned, because I want to just make sure we just cover all of our bases. So I know that the criteria, the RFP criteria is included in the RFP. But if you could just like approve this, what's presented, it is the same thing as what was in the RFP, but just so we have it on record that,
No, we were gonna approve that, but I was talking about the revised proposed timeline, because you wanted us to approve that as well, didn't you?
oh, yes, yes,
That was
okay.
incorporated into the approval of
Oh,
the
yes.
first motion. So now moving to the item B, which is approval of RFP selection criteria, which is found in our packet as page 11 of 11.
This is the same information that is in the RFP that you have. We just,
Yeah, she's updated.
right, it includes all the revisions we've mentioned previously. This is just for a requirement by the Florida Auditor General that the Audit Selection Committee approves the criteria. So I just want to have it on record that you've approved this criteria, and this will be, once you've approved it, you're giving me the ability to present this to the commission.
All right, has everyone had the opportunity to review? I see Mr. Alexander is still taking a glance.
I see a small typo
Okay,
in 3.
okay.
The second sentence, tailored to the specific needs of.
Oh, yeah, okay. Just for clarity, what I'm presenting to the commission is just the criteria and the revised timeline. I'm not able to present them with the full RFP.
But I know if it comes to the commission and that there is some error, that's why we want to make sure that that little small stuff that may not mean much. Because a lot of times when we do stuff and we see it over and over, we kind of skip over because we know exactly what it's supposed to say. But I just want to eliminate it coming to the commission and it being further delayed because there is a error of sort.
Absolutely.
And just a question for my benefit. 2026, has the RFP been assigned a number yet or no?
Yeah, it will be assigned a number once we
Once it's in order?
released, yep.
All right, has everyone had time? If so, I would entertain a motion at this time.
I move to accept the criteria as presented on 11 of 11,
Second.
Giving the,
given the change to section 3.
So, second?
I believe Ms. Myers, second.
Oh, okay.
All right, we have a motion and it's been properly second. All in favor of accepting this criteria, given the change, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, do so by saying nay. Hearing none, the motion passes. All right, and at this time, is there any additional?
There is, unfortunately. At your last meeting, there was an issue raised about the audit committee members continuing past the point of evaluation. So I looked into this. The resolution that this city commission approved referenced the original resolution that was established in 2014 that basically established the audit committee. It basically had that resolution attached as Exhibit A, but that Exhibit A was actually not included as part of the agenda packet. So you as committee members probably have no idea unless you took it upon yourselves to go research what resolutions were passed in 2014. But let me read the clause that is specifically on point. The audit committee shall monitor the annual city audit and the processes relating to the performance of the annual city audit, review the financial statements prior to completion of the annual city audit, review the results of the annual city audit, evaluate management's proposed corrective action plans to any comments by the city auditors, monitor those action plans, and evaluate the city auditor's performance and such other performance matters as may be appropriate. So that resolution from 2014 still stands. However, you probably did not realize when you were appointed to this committee that your obligations would extend that far. You probably thought you were just going to evaluate like a regular RFP and be done with your obligations. So in consulting with the city manager, we wanted to bring this to your attention that the obligations actually extend past the evaluation point and give you an opportunity to step down if that is a commitment that you are just simply not prepared to undertake, which is completely understandable. And if that is the case, we'll go back to the city commission to fill the vacancy because it is a 5-committee board. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. You don't need to make a decision now, but that is quite the commitment.
I guess I do have one comment. There are some things in there that I haven't received yet that I will need to be able to meet my obligations.
Sure.
So specifically the financial reports, I think I heard mentioned in there that we're supposed to review those. And then I need to be aware of those before we participated with the audit itself. So.
Okay, so that's a little bit different, right? I think you had previously requested for financial reports as of your participation right now, correct?
Oh, I'm just talking specifically what was in that resolution. Can you read that part to me again? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
so this is basically an ongoing obligation.
after
After
it's
the
done.
firm is selected, your duties, according to the 2014 resolution, are not over.
Yeah, no, I got that.
Yeah.
I was just talking about the financial, it references the budget, I
Yes.
thought, in there.
You-
What does it say the requirement is?
You will need financial statements.
Yeah.
You will.
But it will
need-
be for that time frame and not
Right.
necessarily now.
Correct.
Right, and it'll be.
Well, I think we're
after.
being audited for the 25, right, or no?
This is already done. This is for the next
Correct.
audit. This is
Audit
not
year.
for the upcoming. This is the next audit year.
Right.
26, 27.
26, 27.
So you wouldn't actually get to work until February of 2027 approximately in overviewing the auditor's performance, basically. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention because I don't think there was a realization that your obligations extended that.
And perhaps we can send them that so they have that.
I will, I can do that.
Yeah, wait, there's something that needs to be clarified.
Yeah,
Let
I
me,
just
let
heard
you
something
say it.
different.
Because, you know, that, what that means. is
Prior
after
to the
they
clarification,
complete
Didn't
it.
hear that.
just one
That's
second,
what that means.
point of order. Just for a point, Mr. Alexander has a statement.
Oh,
I mean, not
Ms.
Mr.
Sheffield.
Alexander, Mr.
Oh, okay.
Sheffield. I'm looking dead at
Okay.
it.
Well,
All right,
you,
switch it.
you guys, we look alike.
We can talk.
Hey, I thank the staff, with respect to this, because you guys were well prepared, because you included that in our very first, bit of documentation. I know the number was off in terms of that additional resolution in there, but it clearly, you guys notified us at that time. 'Cause when I read that, I said, oh my, okay, so this is a little bit different. But that is a best practice.
Right.
And so I'm glad to see that that would continue. But I can understand if someone didn't really notice or
Yeah.
know that that is a different
From a public
commitment
notice
level.
standpoint, because it wasn't included in the agenda, I wanted to bring it to your attention for
Gotcha.
notice standpoint, and give you the opportunity to, you know, not awkwardly feel like, oh, I
Yeah.
bit off more than I can chew.
And additionally, the reports, and you'll clarify it, that it's referring to is upon completion of the audit. It's after the audit is done.
Right, after
it's completed.
right, well, after the audit, we would have a
Completed.
final financial statement, and at that time is when you would review the financial statement. It would be presented to you or sent to you.
So the last committee reviewed the 2025, is that what?
Let's not ask any questions to get us in trouble.
Well,
Okay.
that's the feedback I asked for. It's not a question I haven't already asked in writing. So I asked for that in writing, was
I
from the
don't think
previous
that-
audit
My-
committee.
I don't think that practice has been followed.
But actually, I actually think that we actually get involved before that, because actually in the RFP, if you look at the change that's there, it mentions a meeting with us.
So that they know that they're reporting to you all.
Correct, and that'll be before that, so we'll get it squared away, but I think the most important thing here is to, what Ms. West is saying, making sure we're all aware of this extended, participation. And to
And
see if we're,
it's not forever. Remember that it's
Yes,
based on who
correct.
appointed you and
Yes,
that
and their tenure, yeah.
commissioner's tenure. So if the commissioner that appointed you was Commissioner Davis, welcome to the team. 'cause
So
you would-
actually, that is not what the resolution says. That is for the initial committee. Unfortunately, the resolution is silent as to the committees after that follow. So we probably need to clean up the term, but basically the way it currently reads, it's in perpetuity until there's a vacancy. So we need to clean up the term because that is not clear in the resolution. The term only applies to the initial committee, so we need to clean that up.
So we appreciate staff
Yes.
for bringing this back to us, and we look forward to, again, if that is not a commitment that you are willing to make, please contact Ms. Pierre, Ms. City Manager Cardi, or our City Attorney, Ms. West, so that we would be able to adhere. Again, there will be no ill feelings, because again, this is a commitment, and we want to make sure that with our commitment that we are dedicated to our, especially this audit. The audit is very, very, very important for the operations of the city. So again, if it's not something that you cannot do, there will be no ill feelings. We thank you for serving as you have done so this far, because I believe that this has allowed us the opportunity to set it up better for years to come. And that is what we have been striving to do with a lot of different policies and procedures and things of that nature. So this is only one thing that we'll be able to say it's ready for our next next phase of audit reviews for this city. So is there any additional information or any concerns, comments from the committee or staff? Yes, Ms. Pierre.
Oh, please don't step down until we've selected a firm. We need your help and we appreciate your
So if we
time
can
and
carry
effort.
out what we thought we were carrying out prior to, and then we'll have discussion. Yes, ma'am, we understand. Is there anything, Mr. Alexander, that you need to bring before the committee? Mr. Sheffield?
Just thank you, and especially if you put in that weekend work, because that was a quick turnaround. So,
And I believe I told her to go home. Ms. Myers, is there anything that you would like to add?
No, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. I'll move for an adjournment.
So moved.
So moved. We have a motion and it's been seconded, and I don't think anyone is standing in the way of going home. Say aye.